This is the prop firm beater strategy. Now, it might look familiar, but I got my own twist to it. I also have some rules for you, so you all can beat the prop firm. You don't have to use this strategy just to beat your prop firm challenges. You can use it like for normal trading like I do. So let's get started. I will show you how it works, the theory behind it, and then some examples like from today. So you want to trade only from 8:30 to 12 o'clock and then in the evening. So this zone is where you don't want to trade. You just want to look for the high of the zone, then the low of the zone. From 8:30 to 12 o'clock, you're looking for a break to the downside or upside. Get the low, then wait for break market structure, and all of this is on the 5-minute chart. So you want to wait for the break, then break of structure on the 5-minute. And what I do, which is like it has less probability of winning and it doesn't have as high of a win rate, is I go to the 1-minute chart and I look for break of structure here, like this. Break of structure is when you got new low, high, it breaks through the high and leaves a fair value gap behind, and you want to enter on the fair value gap. So you could enter here, but it could fail and just go straight to the fair value gap and you would lose, but you wouldn't lose as much as you might think. So it's not that bad and you can make way more. But if you want like higher win rate, less losses, enter on the 5-minute. And if you enter on the 1-minute, you can use the 5-minute to confirmation or add more to the position. So on the 5-minute, you also wait for the break of structure like here. Enter on the fair value gap. Also, what could sometimes happen is that the price doesn't come back to this one because it already did here, so it sometimes doesn't come back, and it maybe comes back like later in the day. So that's also why I like to enter on the 1-minute. Now, what if the time is after 10 o'clock to 11, like the silver bullet strategy that ICT is talking about right now? What I like to do is go to the 1-minute chart and not wait for the break of structure. I only wait for the fair value gap and enter on that. So we get break of liquidity from 8:30. Now it's 10 o'clock. Maybe it breaks in the 10 o'clock time. So liquidity is taken right here, like this. It took the liquidity. We got the low. And first fair value gap I would enter on that. Now I'm gonna show you a couple examples from today and days before. So let me move. I'm gonna keep it there. Let's mark out the midnight to 8:30. Mark out. Let's go to the 5-minute chart first, of course. Okay, I'm trying to make it as quick as possible so none of us have to waste time. Okay, so this is the high. This is the low. We are on the 5-minute chart. It's 8:30. Let's mark out the 10 o'clock right here. Now let's go to the 1-minute chart. We got the break here. It's 10 o'clock. Mark out 11:2. So we broke through first here, but for break of structure to happen, it would it would have to happen here. And also we got no fair value gap, so there was no possible entry from just the fair value gap. But we got new lower low here. Break of structure would be here. And we got the fair value gap here. Also here. You always want to enter on the lowest one. But what I did today was I set a limit order here on the breaker because I expected it to hit the breaker and maybe just touch the high of the fair value gap and not go into it. So I wanted to secure the fill. So the fill would be here on this level to like this. And your target should always be 5 handles or the liquidity, which would be like 3-point move here and 5 handles here, liquidity here. Stop loss below the low because that would invalidate the trade. And as you can see, we didn't break through the liquidity on the silver bullet time frame, but by 12 o'clock we got there, even before, just 25 minutes after 11, and that's quick 8 handles that you could have gotten. So we can look at some days before. Go to the 5-minute. I'm gonna give you one more example and then give you the rules that you should always stick to when trading this and trading any prop firm challenge. So midnight, 8:30. We got the high here. We got the low here on the 8:30 candle. So here, wait for the break. We are breaking through here, but it's not really valid because the bodies keep being above that, and you know, I wouldn't feel good trading this. So wait for full body to break. Go to the 1 minute. We got the low here. Break of structure would be here. Then fair value gap here. Some here. We have other block here. So as you can see, oh shit, I accidentally went to the wrong. Yep. Okay, so we're back on this. Now you can see some fair value gaps. Yep. Okay. So we are on the 1 minute. Enter on the lowest one. Now this is exactly why you should have stop below the low, because that's when the trade is invalidated. Some people would get stopped out, myself probably too, because it didn't hold the fair value gap. 5 handles got hit pretty quickly. Also, we can look at the 5-minute chart for some confirmation. Let's remove this. So we have low here. Delete this. break of structure would happen above this, but also we got the relative equal low, so you could use this one and the break of structure from here. Now, fair value gap was not formed, but on the 1 minute chart, we got the fair value gap. That's why you should always drop to the lower time frame. And you could have entered on this one. You have a huge order block here. So this would be the perfect entry for me. Stop at the low or below this fair value gap. And you could have held this the whole day because on the 5 minute chart there was like no reason not to. As you can see, you could have held the stop below this and from here on to the top. Now let's look at some of the rules. I cannot move the, okay. So always trade from 8:30 to 12 o'clock and then from 1:30 to 4 o'clock. Don't trade the lunchtime hour because it's usually trying to reach for the stops of winning side, which today so far today it's kind of hard to say which side, so that's exactly why I'm making the video right now, because there is not many good trades. Then always, if you have the $150,000 account, trade with maximum 4 contracts, because you want to get yourself some room for losses, and with 4 contracts you can have 3 max losses per day in a row, which it gives you some breathing room but not much. So I would say trade with 2 or 3, which is the best, because with 3 you have 4 losing trades and with 2 you have 6 of them. Then look for possible 10 handle move. So that means if you want to enter on this fair value gap here, take a long. So from here, you want to see if it's possible for the price to run 10 handles, so you can get your easy 5 handles. So right here, it wouldn't be the best trade here. You see, because here is your liquidity and it's like 8 handles, which is close, but it's not 10, so is it good, is it not? That's up to you to decide if you want to take the risk or not. I personally took a trade here, sold for 3 handles because I was just not so sure to hold it through. Now, always wait for break of structure and fair value gap. If you're not in the 10 to 11 range, when you should only wait for the fair value gap, like today. See, it was from 10 to 11. First fair value gap, we didn't break there was no break of structure. Entered on this, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you learned something. Subscribe if you like this video. Leave a like. See you in the next one.